Yo, what's up? This is the Xpeng G3, the Norwegian version, and today I'm going to range test it. So we are now at, well, you guys probably guessed this. This is Nebenes supercharger and Fortum charger. And well, what is relevant for this test is that it is cold outside and that we have Nokian Hakkapeliitta R3 215 55 17. Let me just check that the rear is also the same. Where's the label here? There, 250 55. Yeah, same front and rear. No staggered option here. And it's this is the smart trim. Earlier I tried the one with a camera on top. That one was called oh, what was the name again? Premium? There's so many different names. Sorry, I should know this, of course. There's so many different names and different. But even this one, the smart trim, costs 370k NOK in Norway with delivery cost, and it's very well equipped. Like I shown you, motorized liftgate. These are not real leather. It's synthetic leather, but they still look damn nice. Yeah, okay, in the back, okay, sorry, I have some stuff here. Do we have USB? Yeah, we have 2 USB here. We even have air vents there. Fairly good space. I covered this in early episode. This one has that beige color. I like it. It looks nice and premium. And oh yeah, I forgot to show you. You have this type of windscreen that goes to your head almost, so it gives you nice headroom and nice open space. Oh, sorry, let me just go out here a little bit. So let me show you inside. A whole bunch of people just came here, and each one wants to plug it in. Oh, good luck with that, trying to plug it in a tritium while it's tight outside. But yeah, nice interior, lots of buttons. Well, actually some buttons. It's not completely empty like a Model 3, but it also is not button overload because most of the buttons are soft buttons in the user interface. So we have a big ass screen. Yeah, I think I will cover more of the interior part in another video, but what we're gonna do today is to drive it at 90 kilometers per hour over here, up here, and then back again. We're gonna drive back and forth. And then we will also do the 120 kilometers per hour. So right now we are charging. This is the charging screen. So for many of you guys, this is the first time you see the charging screen for the European version. So it doesn't show you state of charge here in percentage, but it will show you in the instrument cluster once you drive. So that's a little bit inconsistent. It should also show it here while we're charging. So one solution for me is to just ninja the charge port, and you can see the state of charge here. But that's kind of clumsy. Yeah, that moment had to move the e-tron a little bit forward. Just gonna try again. All right, but here you see actually at least it shows you number of amps and the volt that it's. I found that this is what it pulls from the charging station. So if we are let's say if the state of charge is high enough that the battery can't take 115 amp anymore, and then if we crank up the heat, then we will suddenly pull 115 amp. Yeah, so it actually runs the heater on parallel. And also a nice feature is that we have charge port on both sides, and when we are DC fast charging, this one will be displayed like this, and then if we are home charging on AC, then actually the graphics represents it shows you that you're plugged in the other side. And also, yeah, this car also makes a charging curve. That's the only car I've seen that makes a charging curve. Not even Tesla has it. Huh? Yeah. Okay, but now we have to charge for a while. It's just 50 minutes until we finish charging. Okay, we're gonna sit in camp then. All right, we're almost done now. This has taken a very long time. See, we actually had to restart. It stopped at 70% for no reason. So that's why this one looks a bit weird. But right now we're pulling about 15 kilowatt from the charger, but maybe 1 kilowatt goes to the heater. And I've seen that when you charge 100%, this one's supposed to show you 451 kilometers. So we're missing 2 more kilometers before we are at 100%. And this is not GOM based, it's a fixed ratio. Only Tesla is the only other car I know that has a fixed ratio. All the other cars, they are based on the past consumption. So wait a little bit more and then we are good to go. All right, all good, finally. It was weird because it was camping at 99% for a while. And then suddenly it went to 100% and then it went from 449 to 451. Psh, instantly. Okay, let's go then. All right, we are on the run. So weather today, cloudy, but at least the road is fairly dry. Not 100% dry, but yeah, and also it's, at least over here it's -3 degrees. It was -4 just before we recorded now. So, you know, it's cold outside. This is considered winter range. And I have to cruise at 96 kilometers per hour to match the 90 GPS speed, yeah. All right, consumption is high, but we just started driving, so it will stabilize. So first thing we'll do is weigh the car. This is the European version, so I'm not sure, but it should be the same weight as the previous one we tested, but we'll check, of course. All right. Front axle. 1000, okay. It's going to be 1720, just like the Chinese version. 1740. Okay, I gained 20 kilos. Shit. Wait, why am I blinking there? Whoop, whoop. Could we see a little bit of sun today? Oh, okay. It's the 29th of November now. Let's check how Bjørn is today. Yeah, how a little bit Bjørn status. Okay, a little bit of wind. Not sure which direction. Here is the blind spot warning. So we are using X-Pilot. I think this is the version 2.5. So you see we have auto steer, and the fun thing is if you disengage auto steer, it will automatically re-engage. And that is, well, I almost disabled a woman. You can't disable a woman. That's kind of funny. Okay, let's show you what happens. Sound. Okay, so you hear that there's a woman talking here.
LCC deactivated.
LCC, lane centering control. Lane centering control.
LCC deactivated.
Seriously, she's gonna say that every time. And if you just driving,
LCC deactivated.
let's say you want to change lane.
LCC deactivated.
You change lane, done.
LCC deactivated.
And that drives you crazy after a while. So you're thinking, I'm gonna turn off the woman. Yes. Okay, and then what happens?
LCC deactivated.
Like, what? Say what? Look what happens here.
LCC deactivated.
It switches it on automatically. So what you have to do is just turn it down to 1. And then shit. We are now at Tongen roughly, and it's getting cold outside. You see it's -5 degrees Celsius. So yeah, it's only 1 in the afternoon, so I guess it will get colder and colder as the day goes. But you see, I'm gonna show you now, we have a pretty nice and smooth road here, right? And this is a weird behavior I've only seen with this car. I've never seen it in any other car I've tried. Which is that if you pay attention to the power meter here, you see when it goes up, it's applying power, and then when it goes down, it's then regenerating or not applying that much power. And you see that it yo-yos all the time. And you might be thinking, that's no big deal, right? Well, I can feel that yo-yoing. So the car is driving like a typical Asian. If you've ever been in Asia taking a taxi, you will feel that these taxi drivers, they are constantly accelerating and then lifting up and accelerating and lifting up. And somehow it seems like Xpeng engineers managed to mimic how Asian drivers are driving. So now we're coming to an uphill. So then the power will go up a little bit. And you see that it constantly, you see, oh yeah, I can feel it. It accelerates a little bit, and then it's going to lift off, and then accelerate, lift up, constantly. And you might be thinking, well, but you know, the road might not be that smooth, okay? Let me give it a try. Let me try to drive manually now. I'm going to try to stay on 96 kilometers per hour. Okay, I'm doing a pretty bad job there. Okay, look, the foot of a ninja. You see? Oh, okay, 97 now. Let me let off a little bit. I'm going a little bit too fast because the slope, I mean, it flattened out a little bit. Okay, now it's slightly better. But you see how smooth it's supposed to be. And this is how all the other EVs I've tested, they drive like this. Not like, let me see. Let me get back to 96 again. There. Now, see how it yo-yos. Yeah. So, why? Hey, Xpeng, stop being Asian. Stop ventilation. 9. Whoa, it's -7 degrees outside around here. This is Hamar. And you know, I noticed that there is this constant whoa, this is cold. Damn. There is no insulation at all here. So, you know, I basically have a big ass chiller right above my head. Well, actually all the way in the front screen. There's a big chiller that constantly cools down the front of the cabin here. And then, no. Yeah. And that means that the air conditioning has to work harder. That's maybe why the consumption is so high. Because during summer, of course, we didn't have conditions like this. But the consumption problem is one thing. The comfort problem is another problem, because I feel cold. I can feel like on top of the steering wheel, it's actually colder now that we start driving, especially because we have the chilling effect also. So, and you know, I'm only doing 90 kilometers per hour and it's only -7. Can you imagine if it's -15 and we are doing 120 kilometers per hour, how cold it would be? So, I can almost feel it in my shoulder and everything here, that it's just constant. You know when that's the physics, you know, about the coal drops down. So when I used to be working in the office, they had heater, which was just by the window, but then the chiller for cooling down the room was of course placed on top. And like I mentioned, we have a chiller now here. So one way to fix this is if eventually there will be some third-party sunshade something, and you can do the same trick I've done in my Teslas, is that you put the sunshade there, but it's not going to reflect coal. No, it's a joke. No, but coal cannot be reflected. Heat can be reflected. You can put maybe bubble wrap or something insulating between that one and the sunshade thingy, and then that will be actually way better, because at least this area here will be insulated, and then whatever happens in the front windscreen can't be changed anyway. We just turn around at the Rudshøgda now, and the consumption, well, it's kind of high up here, but consumption is 212, but it's dropping. It seems to usually stabilize around 200, which is of course high, but for winter and for -6 degrees Celsius, then it's actually on par with what you can expect from you know, SUV crossover style like this one. Well, we're back at Nebbenes. We're gonna pass by now, and according to Google, it's supposed to be 167 kilometers, if I remember correctly. I have to double check, but it reported 168 kilometers. Minecraft villager. Okay, but let's keep going. See, we're down to 46% now. Yes, let's keep going. All right, we're finally juicing up. So actually getting a 47 kilowatt. This is nice, and I see that we are getting 123 amp according to the car screen. So more of this chem power, please, because the ABB and FSEC charge and all the other chargers, they only provide 115 amp for some reason on CHAdeMO. I don't know why it's like that, because usually when you charge on CCS, you usually get 120, 125 amp. But CHAdeMO, for some reason, is only 115 most places. So, all right, and then the stats. So we managed to drive 273.9 kilometers with 10% left, and it was 199 watt-hour per kilometer. So it was kind of high consumption, but you know, keep in mind that it was cold today. And that means that on a cold like today, we can drive only 304 kilometers. In summer, based on my gut feeling, based on what I've tried before with the Chinese version, it seems like we should be able to drive around 400 kilometers. And then I also measured that we only get 60.6 kilowatt hour out of the battery. Wow, when I did earlier the measurement, it was around 62.7 or something. So I actually don't know why we get so little energy out of it now. And according to NOF's summer test of the Chinese G3, that was slower speed also. I think they managed to pull out 66 something kilowatt hour, and by specification it's supposed to be 66.5 kilowatt hour. I guess that's nominal, but that's actually net capacity, and then the gross capacity on this battery might be 70 kilowatt hour. But okay, so now we are charging up. I'm not sure how far I want to charge. I don't feel like charging to 100% again, but at least we want to charge up enough and then do the 120 kilometers per hour test, because we're not done yet. You might have thought that this car had some weird issues or some weird design on stuff, but there's more coming. Yes. Okay, we are on the move now, and we cruise at 120 kilometers per hour in GPS, but 120 in GPS is 113 real speed. So we're only cruising 113. And well, easy fix, right? Just go faster on the cruise control, right? Well, the car has been restricted to only go 120. And you might be thinking, well, but just disable auto steer then. Even without auto steer, you cannot go faster than 120. Yeah, it's just the software. So we are only cruising on 113 right now. So the only way to do it is to disable everything and drive manually. And another thing, let me just do it now for now. Another weird thing is that once we cruise higher than 100 kilometers per hour, I hear this high-pitched noise coming from the front somewhere. It sounds like inverter action or motor, maybe inverter? It's like a 15-20 kilohertz noise. So if you can hear it, then it becomes annoying in the long run. If you can't hear it, then good for you. This car is perfect for all people. They can't hear it. Or I guess if you, oh shit, stay in the lane, dude. Or I guess if you don't drive faster than 120 that often. I mean, don't drive faster than 100. But this is going to be really challenging, because you see on the other side there, the southbound route is massively overloaded now. Well, not overloaded, but it's 5:20 in the afternoon now. So I have no idea whether I can do 120 or not. It's just okay. I pick a bad day, yeah. I pick a bad car, yeah. So, but we'll see how it goes. We are now at Rudshøgda. We have been driving for 53 kilometers, and the consumption is quite low despite high speed. So something doesn't seem right here. I think we have to drive maybe, okay, whatever. I'm gonna drive it down to 10% again, and then we figure out what the real consumption is. We are back at Espa, and man, is there chaos here? people, I had to queue up, I had to wait a little bit before I got my spot. And now we still have one car. Yeah, it was 2 cars waiting to get a spot. I'm happy I have a Tesla. I don't have to deal with this shit. But okay. So we actually started with 86% on this run, and then we ended here with 13%. So we spent 73%. And then you see that we managed to drive 172 kilometers, and the consumption was 227. So based on the percentage we spend, it means that we should be able to drive 236 kilometers in cold weather at high-ish speeds. That's not very good. But you know, based on these numbers, if we do the math, it looks like we have only 53.5 kilowatt hour. You know, like I said when we were at Rudshøgda, this doesn't make sense. I've seen this before in 1,000 kilometer challenge. So actually, if we base it on the 60.6 kilowatt hour and then do the math based on the percentage, then the real consumption is actually 257 watt hour per kilometer. So this is I believe it's a bug, or it could be an intentional bug, because during 1,000 kilometer challenge when I drove faster, I noticed that if the consumption is higher than 250, then well, it's capped. It only shows at 250, and it seems like let's say that if the consumption is 270, if you drive slower and the consumption starts dropping, it will still display 250 until the consumption is below 250. Suddenly it will say 245. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Yes, but you can't trust. I mean, you can't trick the ninja. So I figured out there's something wrong there. So I guess hopefully this bug will be fixed once the Norwegians and Europeans get the cars. But meanwhile, if someone tries to post a picture of how efficient this car is, don't trust it. This is the first car I've actually tried that has incorrect data in the trip meter. All the other cars I tried, they have correct data, and also confirm that by doing the charging test and then see how much is being added into the car, and then subtract a little bit of heat loss and so on if you have the heater on. And also that's what I tested also on the previous run, and it made sense because based on how many kilowatt hour the Fortum charger gave me versus how much I estimated it was, it made sense. So at least in winter it seems like we can pull out around 60.6 kilowatt hour only. I have to see again in summer if I can get 66.5 kilowatt hour or not. But all right, so interesting, yes, interesting. Actually, I feel like this car is kind of inefficient, but on the other hand, it's on par with other cars similar size also. Let's say e-Niro, e-Soul is a brick. You know, those cars will also consume about 250 at high speed in winter, and it was pretty cold today. So again, yeah, it's not like Tesla, but it's on par with other similar sized cars, yes. So anyway, I think that's gonna be it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.